life assurance is a plan that a man have if he lives too long or he dies too soon. There's virtually no old person that doesn't have one ailment or the other that they are managing. Those that are complaining are not private employers. Most times they are government employers, especially Lagos State. So, I mean, we have insurance company that has also gone down the drain, but yet the funds of the customers are still intact with the company that absorb, just like we have Diamond Bank and Access Bank. So the same way we too.
If one wants to do life retirement plan, you have to check well before you just pick up an insurance company. You don't just pick any insurance company. So you have to check if they are licensed.
The strength, if they are licensed,
so that
the strength of the
money
organization you are going
actually
into,
be intact.
Yes.
So I want to ask, does pension in Nigeria, can it really sustain after? I mean, can it really sustain one after retirement?
The answer is no and yes. No.
Start with the yes.
Okay, are you talking about pension?
Yeah, I'm talking about
pension. Yes.
pension.
So because I engage a lot of retirees, pensioners, and some of them, when they end up retiring, some of them are not happy with what they have in their account because it's not enough. The take home is not taking anything at the end of the day, because after we pay them their lump sum, the amount they want to start paying them on a monthly basis cannot sustain them. So it's not sustainable to some level. And then we have some people who, don't forget that it's subject to what you earn.
Your income.
So if your income is not good, then it will have a ripple effect.
Yeah, I was looking for you to say that. That
gonna
it's
have a
subject to what you
Yes.
earn.
If income is not good, pension is not
Not
good.
good as well.
Outcome will not be nice.
Outcome will not be nice at all.
So I think
and that's why it's
Someone
important
has to keep
to
remembering that.
Do you
So
know that
that's why he said, I believe that's why you said, even when you have a pension plan, have a retirement plan
alongside.
because
you
it's
have
always
both.
an excuse for those who are on pension plan when we engage them. Oh, come and have this plan. They say, no, I already have pensions. And I'll laugh that.
Okay. Again, this brings me to another question. Why is it that pension is so hard to access after retirement? Because, I hear people a lot, they will say, they've not paid me my pension for the past 6 months, the past 3 months, the past
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. And so why is it so difficult?
Well, pension is not difficult. It's just it depends on your employer.
Because I think it's the employer
The issue is always from the employer, not from the pension company. Because if I look at it, I deal with a lot of them. If you look at the private level, immediately they retire 1 month. Those that are complaining are not private employers.
Government employees.
Most times they are government employers.
And so
Especially
why is
Lagos State
advising us, making it difficult for people that have worked with them to access their
It's the
pension?
government that
The thing is,
I think this is what happens.
this is
This is what happens oftentimes with the government. Sometimes they introduce them contributory pension at some point. And okay, I think that's what you were talking about government paying 10%, you're paying a certain percentage. Most times they take this percentage from the employee's salary, they don't remit, and they don't pay their own parts. And so when it is time for employees to take their pensions, there's nothing available actually for the pension.
So they will just wait, running up and down.
So
they want to wait till there's fund.
There's fund for them to now pay the PFA, the boss of the PFA. If you look at this, there's a lot of time that you will see news. Federal government has released pension fund of retirees. These are people who have retired like 1 or 2 years ago.
I feel these people, these public workers, should follow up with their pension. No,
It's not
again. See what you talk about Nigeria.
What talk about?
You don't even know
what insurance company or whatever your state government is
law,
using or the
Don't
federal
yourself.
government.
Why should
The
we
law, don't
not know
yourself,
when we
hold
know
on.
that of the private?
See, the
Why
thing is,
should
BC,
public people not know?
there are
Because
certain things that they don't have control over.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
it,
that
the
is-
reality.
It's
And the
reality.
government, you are the employee,
Employees.
Employee.
and then this is the, of course, insurance.
The PFA.
So we're supposed to do the contributory thing. You put 8%. I'm meant to put 10%,
10%.
and I didn't put my 10% there.
And you even deducted the 8%
And
from
I
the
even-
employees.
you didn't even
and
remember-
Take
kept
your
it in
8%
their own
again.
pockets.
See, no, you know you are meant to pay your 8% to me. They meant to my 10%. I'm meant to pay to him. I've been collecting from you. I didn't pay your own there. I didn't pay my own there. So when it's now time, you now go to him to say you want something.
I
What does he have to
understand
give you?
that aspect. What I'm saying is, now he mentioned the other time that
Eh.
you can easily follow up with your
That would be for
pension.
private employees.
That would be for private.
So you are talking about only private employees.
Government you can follow
You
up.
can follow up, but
Yes,
but
that's
when
what
you
I'm
follow up
saying.
and there's nothing.
So when you follow up
Let me-
and there's nothing, what do we do at that point?
Okay.
You go to
I'm
co-
sorry,
you go to
ma'am.
cooperative.
Eh,
You want to-
when
Three
you
to the
work-
governor's
when you
office.
work- when you work with
So what you
the
should do
government,
is- let me answer.
directivism and bureaucracy last one. You
You
go
want
to,
to answer,
they
you
will
want
tell
to
you to
answer.
go to the accounts department because I've worked in the government
Let me-
establishment
me-
before. Go to the government, go to the accounts department. You will take it. They will tell you go and fill this, fill that one, fill this before you even finish filling anything. My dear, no information at all. Forget them.
Sincerely.
Even your salary.
Because
you,
that
wonder,
now.
you wonder how someone that you're on the same cadre is taking 1,000 naira above you. Like, of us are here. Now, why are you taking extra 1,000? Nobody has any explanation for it. And, you just get
And
it
the
rested.
reason why I know this was because I once did these runs for my mother. She told me, I go to the office. I told her, like, I'm not going anywhere again because we're really not getting a
You
result.
just keep
Until
it for
when
that-
they
who will
funded
tell
it.
you?
naturally, until when they fund it. So naturally, we are supposed to report to regulatory body, right? Which is PENCOM. Abi? But this is Nigeria.
Very
You want to
important.
forget Kasuka.
Government.
The PENCOM is government itself.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's beyond your
that's
capacity.
why.
So
That's why.
the only
that's
thing you
why-
can do
okay.
is to have a plan
That's
separate
what, that's
from your
exactly
pension,
what I wanted to say. Like
That
the
is
retirement
it.
that you can.
so that
okay.
you don't get stuck. I mean, currently, I think they are still paying in Lagos State. I think they are still paying 2023, 2024. So those who retire this year, 2025, go and wait.
They are
They'll
still
still wait.
waiting.
They're still pending,
Sembe.
and they have retired.
So
So you meet this kind of people now. So the issue now is, as a family, as an individual, as a right-thinking person,
Rescue yourself.
rescue yourself. Begin to plan.
see, that's why you
The
have
for future family.
even
Before
the
future-
private sector. That's why you have them. Some of them don't remit this, and when you say you want to sue, you want to take it off,
No.
you find out that they already know somebody. They've paid the rights people
You,
over.
you see, for the private, the private sector is even easy because you can quickly make the. I mean, even if they have not remitted at the point of your retirement, they know they have the obligation to quickly pay whatever
Needs to be paid.
needs to be paid
Of course.
because you are retired now. Now, once you retire, the next thing is to go after your fund so that you can begin to enjoy life. So they won't want to delay. If you and then if you have to report them to the PENCOM authorities,
Yeah, but this PENCOM authority are the same PENCOM
private
authority
institution,
that
not
are-
government.
that are not PENCOMing.
No, private
Public
institution.
sector.
No, when it comes to private institution, you will see government very active. But when it comes to government themselves,
I'm short of words.
Because
I
government
think-
government,
government
who
is
do you
government.
actually
Yeah,
owe
yeah.
responsibility?
I'm
When you
short
get
of
there, a
words.
governor will tell you that, oh no, it's not
They
me.
are working on
My
it. They are yet to
It was my predecessor
fund is yet to
that
be released
did
from
not do
Abuja
this.
Yeah.
for
So
the state
many
to
things.
be
The issue
able
of
to.
succession to contribute to
Why is
this.
not supposed
So,
to be?
It's not
That's
supposed
why
to be, but that is what we have.
So that's why the other option is to have your own retirement plan and be fine and be alright and be okay. But then again, some government workers don't have the choice. Even if they don't want to pay, they will still remove the money from the account.
Nobody will ask you the question
Okay, but
whether
that-
you
that-
Don't do
you
it.
have
that's
to fill
where-
a
that
form
means
already.
This talk actually. So if I work in a private sector, I can decide that I don't want them to remove my money for pension.
You can't.
I cannot.
It is by law.
mandatory.
It is by law.
It is
Please quote the
mandatory.
law.
That's what he said.
The law,
Statutory-
quote
That's
the
what I
law.
tell you.
Statutory.
Statutorily, you must have it.
Subsection.
So you can't say I don't want.
I don't
It is by
want.
law.
No, it's because of
And
what
it
he
is
said. He said
contributory
even if
pension,
they don't
so
want to
that's
do
it.
it,
The law is
they
next
still-
to you.
The law is
The law is next to
You
you.
must.
Section
Wow.
2, subsection 3,
Wow.
that
Wow.
states it, please. Let them know.
Section 2,
Interesting.
subsection 3 of what?
Minimum of the Insurance Act rights of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You have created your law.
So with this, we have learned how do people get encouraged to
Yeah.
participate?
To start
Because-
early.
I
Okay,
have a question.
okay, let's
I
go.
want to
I'll
ask,
ask
what
this
are the
after.
remedies available to a person that, possibly, let's talk about a retirement plan now or life assurance plan. I think my mom had a life assurance plan. I can't remember the insurance company she had it with, but there was this broker that used to come to our office to come take the money. Okay, I'll enter this one in, I'll fill in the documents for you and all. And it got to a time she just tried to check her balance and realized that this guy did not remit for about 4 months or thereabouts. And by the time she was going to find out, it was out of the insurance company already. She had to pursue personally for her money. And let's assume that this person I can't find, let's assume she could not even find the guy. Is there any remedy available for her from the insurance company? Because, of course, this person has been presented as your agent to me. Yes. He's been doing that for a while. Oh, it was, at that time, transfer was not the order of the day. So he will go to their office and take money. Okay, don't worry. And he will bring the forms or whatever. He shows them how he deposits this money. And so he's been giving her the impression for about 4 months that he's been depositing the money, only for her to find out that he never did for about 4 months or 5, thereabouts.
That's
So
his
she
own-
finds out-
that's his own 4 months
She
pension.
finds
So-
out on time.
Sadly,
So usually I meet people who say this a lot,
Okay.
and most times I throw the blame on them.
Okay.
And why I throw the blame on them is, why are you giving individual?
This person came to market me, Joe.
Mm.
Like, seriously.
If you have money in your hand and you want to pay into your bank,
Okay.
you call the account officer to come and collect it before you remit it into your bank.
Oh, yeah.
So, but most people want to be pampered. Oh, you are the one that came to market me, so you come and be collecting it. You are at big
Oh,
risk.
this person actually comes. Like,
He will come.
to remind you
Why will
every
he-
month that it's
why will
Friday.
he-
just
Why will he not come?
Insurance man.
Let me tell
At
you
this
what
point,
happened. Let me
why
tell-
will your people
wait,
come
wait,
to
wait.
me?
Hold on,
Wait,
hold on.
Why will your people come to me?
That's
Well,
why.
why don't tell people not to come?
That's why
That by the
you-
law of your
He comes
company,
to remind
they are not meant
you,
to
to remind
come.
them every
Wait,
month, like,
wait,
okay,
wait.
it's time.
Olu IMC,
Wait,
what the
let
guy
me-
did was
let me-
cooperative.
let
He
me-
did cooperative.
let me-
Personalized cooperative.
let me
Insurance, explain.
let me explain
That
it
the night
properly.
come that work today.
See, anybody, I repeat, if you can hear me, anybody that is working in in an insurance company or working as he is not the insurance, he's just a representative. You know,
Okay.
you don't pay money to such a person. The institution have platforms, banks.
Enugu,
Pay your money into the bank.
you have here.
All you can do is to provide the evidence of payment to the person. Go and now regulate whatever you need to regulate. Don't pay because you are at risk when you give. I mean, we have apps. So many insurance companies have apps where you can just do this thing and do your payment.
At that time, it was not the order
Automated
of the
and
day,
everything.
though.
Yes.
So I guess that
you-
was why he
make
took
you-
advantage
Make
of
you will
that.
take advantage because
That's
you
what
have.
happened
He
now.
also has responsibilities too, and money is
And the person
at
he went, the person he was going to go and meet for money to was a person that was too busy, or is a person that was too busy
So
to leave our office
so
to go and be doing
at the end of
anything.
the day, the insurance company may not be able to will not be liable because they don't have anything to show that money has been paid into their. It is the money that has been paid into the company that they can make responsibility for. But at your own risk, it's because you have given trust to that person. That's why you are giving money to the person. So,
Okay.
but you are at risk if the person absconds with your money. So the best thing to do is, if you are, you need to open your eyes wide, know what you are doing, and knowledge is important. Knowledge is important. In as much as you want to also do investment, you must also open your eyes to look which organization am I doing investments to. You check the strength and the possibility of, how am I sure this company is strong enough? so that I won't lose my money. You must also be sure of, even if I'm coming to you as a representative, there are some things that you shouldn't do because we are talking about money here.
Let me ask this question. How do you market insurance to artisans, traders, market women? I mean, because this sounds like conversation for a certain breed of people.
Class.
Yes. How would you? Because these are people that do cooperative. They do thrift. I mean, they have people come take money from them. I mean, they are used to that system. How would you market, insurance to such a person?
So how we market insurance is, you don't market insurance. We don't sell insurance. What we sell is what insurance can do.
Okay.
So it's wrong to start selling insurance because nobody wants to buy insurance. Like you rightly said, I'm not dying tomorrow. So why do you want me to buy insurance?
Okay.
So nobody likes to buy insurance, but people will buy what the insurance can do. So what can it do? It can provide wealth for you. Insurance can protect you if life happens. Insurance make you to have a savings mechanism. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It gives you a savings mechanism, a discipline saving mechanism. I mean, underline that word discipline saving mechanism, because if you are saving with a bank or you are saving with a cooperative, on your cooperative, you can easily go there and say, give me ×2 of what I've contributed. They will give it to you. You even pay interest. You have not saved. Even if you are saving at loss. You would have owed a lot of debts. At the end of the day, the cooperative is useless to you, So, and then if life happens, what do you fall back to? You are only subject to the balance you have in the cooperative or in the bank where you're saving money. But of course, it's not discipline, because every now and then it's easy to go to the bank and withdraw your money. Yes, it's good to have your savings in the bank, but you should have a life insurance savings as well, such that you can't go there, even if grandmama swallow pin. Even if anything happens, there's this certain money, because
because
because that money is for your retirement. Because at the end of the day, most people give excuses. I cannot save this money. I have responsibilities. I have to take care of my child. I have to pay their school fees. I have to do this. Forgetting that there will be a time when, yes.
So this life assurance.
This will be the last we'll be taking right now.
Well, for children between the age of 18 and above, because
not under 18.
no, life insurance is a contract.
Okay, so they must be.
So you
of
must
that
be
contract
above.
challenge.
You must be above.
Is there any plan for children?
Yes, children education plan. You can have a children education plan for children. I mean,
In
even
their
a
name?
pregnant.
In their name?
Not in their name. So the mother or the father who is taking the plan becomes the policy holder, the
Because
account
he's
holder,
still a
and then the
minor.
child is still a minor, and then the child becomes the beneficiary of the account. And that's how it should
So
be.
there are several
So what's the
forms
plan?
of
What's
insurance.
that plan called?
It's children education plan.
Children
Yeah.
under
Yes.
insurance.
Yes.
Not bank.
Not bank.
There are several
So I
insurance
have-
policies.
Yes.
It's just that this part of the world, we are just, I think we're a little focused more on pension, retirement, and all. But there are several cars, houses,
so many of
on
them.
and all.
There's so many
I
of them.
want to find ourselves. What's the connection between trust fund and insurance?
Connection between trust funds.
Connection.
The connection,
Connection between trust
You know,
fund.
they call some people trust fund babies.
Education trust
You
fund
know.
or something.
Trust fund babies.
It's just knowledge and understanding. Your children education plan can be a trust fund.
Money deposited for a purpose.
Trust fund
So
is
Until it's time for
They have
execution.
access
you
to
have
the-
access to the fund, so you can
I'm
design.
sorry, you said children education.
Yes, you can.
Can
Okay.
be a trust fund.
Which
Can be a
means-
trust fund.
Okay, my question, for instance, that children education fund, is it compulsorily, or must the money compulsorily be expended on education, or the children can just take it whenever they are ready to take it and they need it?
Okay, so there are two ways. But basically, the first method is once you open a children education plan, at the maturity date, the fund is payable to the account holder, which is probably the mother or
Parent.
the parent, and then it's their own decision to now fulfill what the plan was designed for.
What
If-
what if they have not
What if the
died?
parents are deceased?
Okay, so I'll come to that. So or you can say, okay, when it gets to this certain age, having planned that duration, that okay, maybe you planned it, there is my child's trust fund, even though we call it children education plan. When my child is 25 or when my child is 20, when this fund is matured, you can give instruction for it to be paid, but you have the total decision because it's your fund. So you just give us instruction, go ahead and pay to my into so you can give that instruction prior notice, or once it's matured, we will refund you with accrued benefits. So back to your question in terms of disease, yes, which is the main primary purpose of having a life insurance. So if life happens, let's say for instance you have projected 50 million for your child education trust fund, and then maybe 6 months down the line, or 1 year down the line, or 2 years down the line, or 5 years down the line, something happens in between before the maturity date of the plan, then the sum assured, which is the 50 million naira, is payable for the child, not your balance.
Oh,
That's the deal.
So what happens to the balance?
The insurance company takes it.
Wait now.
no,
What? No, you need to understand.
Your
Okay,
money is
let
not
me-
complete at that time.
Let me give you
You are
a.
the one that will balance.
You
it
get the
up.
gist. So let me break it down.
Okay.
Somebody projects 50 million, for
All
instance, for targets 50 million for their child, so that when my child is 25, I want to have 50 million. And the plan spans for maybe 16 years. I mean, which is the natural duration for a child to get to university between primary and secondary. Now, when the child gets to, let me say, 2 years down the line, so somebody who is doing 50 million will probably be paying, give and take, let's say, 100,000 monthly. Let me say 100,000 monthly, which means that so if you are paying 100,000 monthly, and 6 months down the line, life happens, which is death.
And you have
How much
you
have
have like 600,000.
you have contributed 600,000. So the life insurance is saying that they are not paying you 600,000, they are paying you 50 million.
That was the plan.
That was what we agreed on.
So will you be fighting for 600,000
Well,
when you already have 50 million?
We're not gonna fake their debts.
No.
No, it happens. Let me shock you. People do it.
So how?
So it's
the
fraud.
insurance
It's
company
fraudulent.
put it there.
So how do you people get to know?
Insurance company.
We have-
Because they do their research.
We have research.
They
Yeah.
will attend the
Do you know? Do you know what?
No,
Insurance.
People do burial
They
now.
will produce
And they will-
death certificates.
So, but there are
and
so
all.
many underground work that we do too. We have insurance is big. We have all
So you
professionals.
can't tell us
We have all
work.
professionals. We have doctors. We have lawyers in the insurance
Sir,
industry.
did you hear me? Yes, sir.
So you
hear me?
Something.
Okay,
I
let
said
me
you
break
can't
it
tell
down.
us the
Let me tell you.
underground work, so
You
we'll
want-
not beat you to
Let
it.
me give you a. So if somebody comes down and say, oh, my family died, or this social person is dead, of course the person that died will probably most likely die in the hospital. So we will request for the medical
Okay, má fún yín.
document.
Death certificate.
Èèyàn ò lè wá fún yín.
No, we will have it.
Son,
And you get it.
we will get-
That's not hard.
We will get it, but we
Eh.
will go to the hospital and verify.
And we verify.
So after verifying,
Eh,
if you have maybe possibly falsified
Connive
anything,
that.
connive, no problem. That's not the only document we require. We also require where the person was buried. At least where you are going to bury the person, you have
Yeah.
government documents that you need to
The tomb.
request for.
Mhm.
You know, we'll request for
like
that
my
as
father
well.
that they buried in our house in court, what would they give you?
And before you buried it, your father in your house, you would have requested for. There's a document you request for. You can't just bury people anyhow.
And our
even if it's
permits to bury.
that
We'll
permits
collect
you
permits.
give us that.
Permits not hard.
So we'll do our verifications on
You're
that.
supposed
If
to
it's
go to the
genuine,
mortuary and go and check the dead.
no. There are some that are
They
genuine.
are
but there are
supposed to
some.
do DNA.
Actually, a lot of
You should go to the
insurance
mortuary.
But
Go and check.
if you falsify and you get away with it, ensure that you don't come back to life so that they don't get you.
The person will travel away from the country now, change of name.
And
change of
sure,
I
identity.
think this has happened.
Abi?
This has happened several. I've watched a couple
Yes,
of.
people-
No, they do it abroad
especially
now.
abroad.
That's why you see abroad they kill themselves.
They kill themselves
Especially
because
they
of
know
the
that they
trust
are a
funds
beneficiary
of the
through
trust fund,
insur-
yeah.
They don't cry now. When he's in Nigeria,
Yeah.
they're, I will die. Oh, you must bury me with him. He's not crying because of he loves the person alone. He's crying because of the responsibility he has left behind.
And you wouldn't want to do it secretly because when you buy like this, nobody will know. So you have to still tell somebody that you do.
So of
You
course
see
there are
those
also
places that
there are also
they went
limitations.
to.
Yes.
For
They have said to
example,
everybody.
for example, somebody can
Flogging
commit
you.
suicide under insurance. Suicide is not liable. The insurance company is not liable if you commit suicide.
Oh, so that's
Oh.
600,000.
There are clauses
What will
in-
happen to
Yeah.
it?
That's gone.
It's
It's
down.
gone.
That's because
Support you
it
not
has
even give it
become-
to the child
You have
of
become
the
property
person
of
wey
the
buy.
insurance company.
That committing suicide alone is a crime.
Okay, yes.
And the thing
Eh,
is,
it's a crime, but
By
not be the
law.
person
By
wey
law.
know.
Let me
they
say,
think, okay.
Susan. But actually, who takes anybody for that?
Eh?
Who takes anybody for that? That you want to, in fact, the attempt, not the suicide, is the attempt
To even commit suicide is a crime. Nobody
Because
takes anybody.
The reason suicide is not a crime is the person is dead, but the attempt to commit a suicide is.
So if you commit suicide and you now want to use that as a claim, it's a crime.
nullified. You like it's a
It's-
breach of
it's
contract.
invalid.
It's like the breach of contract.
And is I mean, like I'm saying now, so
You
it
can
makes
commit
the account
suicide, and At the
invalid.
end of the day, the family says
You know,
it's
this
not
topic of
suicide.
suicide is a serious issue
Yes.
when it comes to someone like me that I'm a psychotherapist,
Mm,
because there are different things that lead people to that point which are beyond their control.
yes.
And then so we can't at some point call it a crime successfully. So if somebody, because they are mentally ill and things really get bad up there and they take their own life,
That is why I said nobody really picks anybody up for attempted suicide.
insurance must so
Whatever it,
so that
whatever
when
it,
they commit suicide, what happens to
if
their
you
money?
commit suicide,
Their
it
money
is-
has committed suicide.
and that's why it's in the contract already.
Okay, it's part. It's
It's part of
stated.
the
It's stated in the contract already.
Like,
So it's not like you.
person
So
commits
if you commit suicide,
He forfeits.
you cannot.
the
No,
money.
Lay a
the
claim.
family
Okay,
member
can the
that
family
come
can
and
the family
report.
lay a claim? The family can.
We give you document from inception now that you signed. It's a contract between you and the insurance company.
My question, for instance,
Even if they call
on
the,
the life assurance, if the insurance holder, the policy holder, commits suicide,
Mm.
the person's family cannot make any claim.
the document that they want to use to lay claim is already working against them based on the agreement.
That is if they tell you that the person commits
But what if
suicide.
they didn't tell you that the person commits
Said the
suicide?
person-
Maybe
You
the
don't need to
person
tell us.
come
We
and
do
die.
have investigation team that do all these things.
Insurance teams.
No, I'm not saying that.
Like,
No, wait.
They will
The
do
thing
due
is,
diligence.
we do due diligence
because they don't
now,
want to run out the law.
and some people can actually
Would they tell you
escape
what
through.
they're supposed to do?
Well,
They
But
can take
I
the person to
personally
the
feel
hospital
now
and
this is
collect,
my personal
document from the
opinion.
hospital.
I
And
feel
there are
that
people that
thing
don't
should
know.
be reviewed and conditioned.
how?
Okay. Why I feel that it should be reviewed and conditioned. Sometimes some people commit suicide due to previous records of mental struggle that a psychotherapist have been working with them can produce. And I'm going somewhere.
Maybe they will have to employ a psychotherapist in their
They
office.
actually-
even
have
hospitals
very-
can produce it. They will tell you probably the person has been struggling for like years over it. They'll let you know now. So I think on that ground, you should be able to let their people have whatever they have saved. It's the person that say, even if there's no agreed their money, the money that they have saved, their own money, they should take
Wait,
their money and
Sam,
go.
are you encouraging
Yeah,
suicide?
No, I'm not.
See, that's where I'm going. So there's no justifiable reason you want to give psychotherapy, therapy, whatever therapy it is. Suicide
It's suicide.
is suicide.
In your own dictionary.
So because if you give that clause, a lot of people will come with that objections.
And say
And
the person has mental illness or whatever.
so suicide is suicide.
But one of the things I realized is with insurance is that a lot of insurance organization using clauses end up not paying for damages incurred. For example, I insured my car and now it's bashed. They do their investigation, look for like a
Loopholes.
loophole to ensure that
They
you
don't
don't
pay the
get
claim.
paid. For example, a friend of mine, I remember years back, this just coming to mind. He bought a laptop on a loan or to be paid instrumentally. And of course, when he was giving, I think it was the bank, when he was giving the laptop, of course, this one, it was his fault. The laptop got spoiled, I think, maybe 3-4 months afterwards. A brand new laptop, a media-based laptop. And he because he wanted to protect his files, he removed the hard drive. Just remove the hard drive. And so by the time you take the laptop, I need to get another one because it had a 1-year warranty and all. They said, no, sorry, it's been tampered with. And by that very reason, they did not give him anything. Yes. I mean, they said, you've tampered with this device. So it could be.
The person read the terms and
he didn't know at that time.
He wasn't
you are not supposed to tamper with it. So, for example,
because there's no way they can now justify that.
Because
just use your word of mouth
to look like you was the one that spoiled. But now, for cars, when you insure your car and they do their investigations, they could just come. I've heard cases like that with the conclusion that it was your fault, and because it's your fault, you cannot get the.
So let me speak on the. Where issues where we have people not being indemnified.
Okay, that's what it's called. Indemnified. Indemnified.
For their losses. Now, for the car insurance issues, there are cases where, and all these things has been stated from the onset, So somebody goes to take alcohol. Is one of the reasons why you will not get indemnified. Why should you take alcohol? Don't drink while drive. All these things are there.
So we're looking at a normal case now when the person is not drinking and driving and they bash the person.
Okay.
Don't you feel that the insurance company uses this means so that they will not pay people? Are you saying that the insurance company are you saying that the insurance company are totally innocent, they have not done anything wrong before, they've not done any crime, they've not covered things up? Let's be honest.
No, the thing is, insurance companies don't avoid to pay claims. In fact, hold on, I'm coming. I'll tell you reason why they don't pay some claims. But of course, you need to establish what is the rate of claims paid and claims not paid. Guess what? The number of people who get claims are far much more than the number of people who don't get claim.
I never see you.
Don't worry. You will not see. Why? Just listen to me. You know why? Bad news fly like wildfire. And so one little issue, people begin to escalate and make noise. They make a lot of noise. But you see people who get paid. Have you ever heard anybody, they paid me for death or car insurance? Nobody comes out to come and speak. Just like what topic were we talking about last week? People don't talk about good marriage. Marriages that are sweet, that are enjoyable, they don't come and speak in public about it. But the one that has issue, that people can hold that marriage in a scam, you can see people begin to escalate it.
I still have a question, sir.
So my point is, people who are enjoying insurance are far more because there are people that are not complaining. Now, when I engage people who are complaining that I was not paid, by the time you analyze it, what really happened, you find out that most times they are always at fault. They're always at fault because you bought a car insurance, and probably sometimes the date of claim or maturity date has even elapsed. 1, that can happen. 2, probably as at the point when the claim happened, you did not even inform the insurer, and you went ahead to go and repair your car. And then you come back to the insurance company, the necessary documentation, because when claim occur on the spot, you don't need to drive your car away. Begin to take picture, take necessary videos to ascertain this actually happened. But some people will just, I have insurance, and they just move off. Because sometimes you even need evidence of, the police report to say, this actually happened in this scene.
Sir, I agree with you. If you go further to explain this one, I agree with you. But my question is, are you saying that the insurance company are totally innocent? They've never done anything wrong before?
Well,
yes or no? Just pick one. Because I'm putting it in a tight corner.
Do you know what it was in my mind? I'm like, it'd be like saying insurance, they don't offend you.
No, but yes or no, pick one.
Yes or no.
No.
You are in court.
That's not true.
Wait.
That's not true.
No, in the
That's not true. I'm serious. So,
His
see,
answer
that
is
can
yes
be.
and
has it happened to
He
you
said
before?
no. Don't
Wait,
make
wait, wait,
explanations.
wait.
Wait, has it happened to you before?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you the question.
No, has it happened to you before?
Yes or no?
So most times when you say this happened, I always like to see who it happened to. So I've been in a gathering like this where I was speaking to a number of people, I mean men, and everybody kept coming with issues like this. Listen, with issues like this, blah blah blah. Did it happen to you? No. The person that it actually happened to, that said, okay, this one happened to me. By the time we begin to analyze, in fact, everybody began to insult him that how can you expect?
I'm not even,
Because at the end of the day, most
issue.
times when you say it happened, sometimes I go as far as, based on my job, if you tell me that you have a claim with an insurance company, because I always want to win everybody over to myself. I'm a salesperson. So, but for me to win you to myself and you have an issue, even if it's another life insurance company, I'm ready to go along with you to tell you what to do in order to get indemnified. If I know that you are justified. I mean, some people have a claim and they will not even go ahead and even make claim to it for their claim. Yes, now.
So much.
You have still avoided my question.
I'm telling you.
Are you saying that the insurance company is totally innocent? They've not done anything wrong before?
Do you know?
They have been
Do
pure?
you know?
Yes or no? You cannot
Yes,
answer.
He said
yes.
no.
I said no. Do you know that we are happy to pay claim?
Why?
It's a selling point for us.
It's not true. It can't be no.
If we are not paying claim, we should have gone.
No, they've not done anything wrong before. What are people saying? They've not done anything wrong before people are pure.
See,
I know you defend your
Happy Sam.
profession.
Sam.
But people
You
should
need to-
investigate.
There will be a separate podcast for both of you.
You need to.
So that you can clarify
Insurance company
yourself.
they are pure.
So
They are holy. They are righteous.
No.
Are all
What
psychotherapists?
are you talking
But
about?
in order to satisfy you,
I also have a
in order to
therapist cycle.
satisfy you, of course, I can't say there
You
are.
are
There are
shaking a
I can't say
table.
there are
That's
no.
not the valid
No,
question.
no,
These are
no,
valid.
no,
These are
no,
valid.
no.
I cannot say there are no shortcomings.
Hey, now you're
But
talking.
there are.
There are shortcomings.
Okay, so the shortcomings I mean,
Nobody's
Whatever
perfect.
it is,
Abi,
the shortcomings.
nobody's perfect, Abi.
Wait now. We talked about the insurance company that you asked a question earlier. What if something happens to the insurance company or how am I sure that I'm safe? So if something happens to the insurance company and probably they are not unable to indemnify you immediately, that can happen, and they are delaying. Delay can happen, but at the end of the day, they'll surely pay. We have instances like that where some insurance company couldn't meet up their obligation just because of some general setbacks that has happened to them. So yes, is there issues around the little issues? Yes, I can't say 100% perfect. So I'm going to let you win in that angle. But then the truth is, most times when I meet people who say insurance is not working, ask them simple question. Okay, what has happened to you? Most times people use ASA. They said. The people who are saying they say, which one happened to you? Because most times those that it actually happened to, by the time we dissect it, they are always at fault. They are always at fault. I mean, I've been in this industry for over a decade.
But this doesn't affect pensions.
No.
Pensions, except the maybe government parastatal didn't do their jobs. But if everyone
everything is
plays
pension
according
is not
to the book,
not an insurance product.
it's not an insurance product. Okay.
Because it does not have any element of risk taking.
Okay.
Insurance,
Assured.
yes, the insurance.
That's
There's
what
no
it's
element
assured.
of risk that if life happens, the insurance company will be liable for anything. No. So for pension is pension. Once you are retired, and I want to say this again.
What happens if the person dies for pension?
So what happens with pension? That depending on the plan they belong,
Yeah.
the balance will be paid to the family
Okay.
if they still have balance.
If
So if you don't have balance, in fact, the PFA would have stopped paying you. If you have balance, if you don't have balance in the insurance company, of course, the next of kin does not have a claim. But if you have a balance before the expiration of the fund, is payable. Now, the difference is the accessibility of the fund. Over the insurance company, you can access your fund because that named beneficiary would have been there. For the PFA, you have to go through a lot of processes, go to the courts, go to get a lawyer, pay administrative fee, pay 10%.
Please, I need to confirm this. What if the next of kin isn't aware that the beneficiary or whoever the pensioner has some funds. I mean, pension and all. What if the next of kin, the wife doesn't know that he has insurance with an organization? What happens? What happens? Will the insurance organization do the needful, or they just take
Call them
part?
and say,
If nobody
oh,
comes to
Okay.
claim anything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for the insurance, we have an insurance plan. You always have an account officer that is attached to every plan. So there's no way if anything happens, he would know, because there's always a communication between them. Unlike the other part where is like banks now, or like the PFA, they do routine checks anyway. Sometimes you have to call all insurance party to come to be sure that, oh, this person that we are still paying into his account is still alive. So all those things, checks and balances
Yes,
are there.
no, I'm so
so
sorry.
much.
That
Thank you
brings
so much.
that brings us to
Nollywood
the end.
movie. Nollywood.
Papi
They
Sam.
offer the person. After that, praise God, though, you not go and collect money.
I've seized your pension plan. Yeah, that brings us to the end of this amazing session. I think I'm encouraged to have an insurance plan right now. And now that I have a better knowledge on what it's like to, have a plan and, for pensions and also a retirement plan. Yeah, children education so much. You are encouraged to do that so that when you are not fit as a fiddle in the nearest future, you are able to do the needful. Yes, we want to say a big thank you to our special guest, Samuel Olariwaju. God bless you tremendously. Yeah, no, I can say this, that you know what you're doing. Yeah, you know what you're doing. And you love what you are doing. Yeah, he is. Thank you.
I want that argument.
Thank you for being a part of this wonderful program. And also to all our family members, a big thank you. It's always fun. The battles, the bands, on and on. Happy family.
Happy people.
All right. God bless you. Have a wonderful time.